Good evening, graduates and guests, and welcome to Sprott Shaw College's 2021 virtual graduation. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge where I'm broadcasting from, which is on the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish nations, and the respective nation territories where our campuses are located across the province of British Columbia. Whether you're watching locally here in BC or across the world in a different time zone, we're glad you can join us. We know that this year has been a challenging one, to say the least, but our graduates did it and are ready to celebrate their achievements tonight. With this year's virtual graduation, we'll be joined by all the graduating classes in BC, along with some special guests to celebrate together. Without further ado, please welcome your graduates. Graduates, guests, family pets, and toddlers that are watching from home with us, please join us as we start the evening with our national anthem.
I love unfinished things, the bookmark set between closed pages, the field that waits for seed. Canada is a place like that. A history incomplete, a traveler turning around and wondering at the distance gone, the distance yet to go. What was there, Canada? What is ever there on a country's road but times when we were glorious and times of things no one should have done? Our anthem understands words of pride with notes of mourning and the music of resolve to finish and turn towards the road ahead. Here is a place to say, we go on, not as before, and so keep faith with the best of what we are. Oh Canada, it is a complex love that keeps us together, and all the more true love for that.
Kakanadag ni titawinan ni sakitanan ni wiasuatena. Car ton bras s'est porté l'épée. L'histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Congratulations, you've made it. And I'm not just talking about your graduation this year. I mean, you've made it through in the last 14 months, a once in a lifetime, in fact, a once in probably 4 or 5 generations major event and crisis. And you've come out as a graduate. I want to congratulate you on this because we had a choice. One of the choices, of course, in times of crisis is just to react. But instead, you made the choice to respond. During this time of crisis, change and upheaval, you made a decision to improve and better yourself and move into a new career direction. And that's an incredible achievement. In fact, that capacity and that resilience is something you can continue to bring with you into your career and in your lifetime. It's a muscle that you've now developed. Many years ago, I had a mentor by the name of J. Conrad Levinson, who wrote the best-selling series of books called Guerrilla Marketing, sold over 25 million copies in his lifetime. And I asked Jay about what it took to become a successful writer and how he channeled and found his inspiration, and he laughed at me. He said, Shane, I look at writing and being an author as a job. He says, every morning it's about a daily discipline of no matter how I feel, to get up and go to work. So every day he would write for 2 hours. Sometimes he would just look at the cup on his desk because he had no inspiration or ideas and start writing. But eventually, by making that choice to take that first step, he was able to then begin to open up his creative capacities and become one of the best-selling authors of all time as far as business books go. And why I share this is a lesson from him I brought into my life as an author and a professional speaker and trainer, and that is that the biggest part of any successful journey is to start. And so once again, I want to congratulate all of you during this crazy time of crisis and transition for making the choice to boldly start on a new career direction. Now I'd like to introduce Mr. Victor Tassan. Victor Tassan is the president of Sprott College. He brings with him more than 20 years' experience in leadership and management in the private education sector, including the development, strategic planning, and management of overall college operations. He is recognized for his operational and leadership excellence. Mr. Tassan has a proven history of building successful and sustainable organizations. Please welcome the president of Sprott College, Mr. Victor Tassan.
Welcome, graduates, parents, family, faculty, friends, and guests, to this, our 118th graduation celebration. My name is Victor Tassan, and it is my privilege to be able to share this milestone with you and to be able to address and pay tribute to our 2021 graduating class. Graduates, you may not realize the significance of today, but in the years to come, you will realize that completing a post-secondary college program during this time was a life-changing achievement. Your family, your friends, and your Sprott community have witnessed your efforts and your dedication, and your perseverance as you navigated through an extraordinary and challenging time. With pride, we join you this evening to celebrate and applaud your accomplishments. Know that you are now also part of a much larger and greater community. As the 118th graduating class of Sprott College, you are joining a proud and storied tradition of over 100,000 alumni. Our college has persevered through the Great Depression, several economic recessions, 2 world wars, geopolitical strife, and numerous health and environmental pandemics. All while always looking ahead and planning for tomorrow we know will be led by graduating future leaders. You are such leaders. I want to take a moment to share a few examples from our history and to highlight some pioneers who came before you and charted their own paths while also helping shape our society at large. While many are aware of our beginning in 1903, many may not know that in the 1920s, after Giuliano Marconi had invented the radio, Sprott, through its radio and telegraph program offered at its Vancouver school, launched BC's very first ever radio station. A decade later, facing the critique of her would-be book publishers because of her illegible handwriting, world-renowned artist Emily Carr chose to overcome the obstacles that were put before her by enrolling in a typing program at Sprott Victoria School. A little later, in the 1940s, after graduating from the Sprott School of Commerce and Radio in Vancouver, Jack Cullen went on to preside over the Vancouver airways for more than 50 years with his legendary radio show. Another graduate from that same period at Sprott School, Ernie Rose, after learning that Seattle would soon have its first TV station on the air, built BC's first video receiver in 1947 using warp surplus radar equipment. This later led Ernie to also create one of Vancouver's very first TV stations in the 1950s. Moving forward, in 2001, Sprott became the first private college in Canada to be granted the right to offer practical nursing education, and today, many of those graduates, in addition to so many others from all over our healthcare offerings, have become part of our revered and celebrated healthcare heroes. We count amongst our graduates not only the nurse and healthcare worker, but also the entrepreneur, the craftsperson, the support worker, the educator, the administrator, and the business person. The reality is that all Sprott graduates have and will make a difference. For just like the few great Canadians mentioned here, including Jack, Ernie, and Emily, as a Sprott Shaw graduate, the determination and vision that brought you to this moment today will prepare you well for a future of your making. If you ever needed proof that you can, then today is that proof. Graduates, you may not realize it, but this journey has changed who you were, who you are, and who you will become. Your education, the relationships you have built, and the interactions you have had over the course of your studies will impact and influence who you will be for the rest of your life. Even more impactful, though, is the timing of your education with respect to world developments and current global events. In our lifetime, there has been no period of time or period of study that compares to the past year. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed all aspects of life, from how we communicate to how we socialize, to even how we learn. Simple pleasures we took for granted, such as seeing family, hugging a friend, attending a class in person, or even participating in our favorite sports or activities, were lost or altered. Sadly, so many have suffered, physically and mentally, or experienced human loss at the hand of the coronavirus pandemic. And to those, my heartfelt condolences. However, as our world slowly opens, I want you to recognize and remember what was once taken for granted, and to realize that every moment in life provides a cherishable moment. It provides us with an opportunity to appreciate what we have, who we are with, and the freedoms that come with this. The human spirit is resilient. This past year, more than any other we have ever known, has demonstrated this. It has also shown that life always moves forward, that learning never stops, and that we are stronger than we give ourselves credit for. More importantly, that we are stronger together and we can make meaningful change when we work together. This past year also awoke us to the harsh reality of racism and prejudice that exists so dominantly in our world. Sadly, far too many events, often daily, demonstrate the challenges, hardship, hurt, and sometimes even death inflicted on our BIPOC and LGBTQ2+ communities globally. In our own country, we finally face the true reality of the residential school system and the absolute horror and atrocities our Indigenous population faced and carry with them still to this day. This reality, and more so, the awareness and acknowledgement of it, bring truth. By committing to learning about the emotional and physical suffering that generations of Indigenous people suffered through and continue to suffer from, and by recognizing the aberration that was the residential school system, we can finally support reconciliation and play a role in healing the deep-rooted scars impacting far too many. Education brings truth. Education brings change, and education and empathy can bring reconciliation. Graduates, the timing of your education is a time of growing change. You embraced education at a time of great global and social upheaval. But because of this, and by opening up your minds inside and outside of the classroom, you have the opportunity to have an incredible impact not only in your professions, but more importantly, on the cultures of your organizations and the social fabric of our society. Learning is not simply what we receive in a classroom or from a textbook. It is the culmination of all the experiences learned combined with worldly events that provide true education. Your education occurred during a time when people all around the globe were uniting and standing up to what is wrong and demonstrating the courage to speak out and to say enough is enough. It is a time we are acknowledging that we are all human and equal. We are acknowledging that racism exists and continues to plague our world. And most notably, irrespective of race, religion, or color. More so because of the beauty that is diversity. that we must stand together, united, to fight the inequalities and injustices that exist. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "It is easy to stand in the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone." To all who have demonstrated the courage to share stories of racism, or to stand up for what is right and just, or to help those in need, I offer my deepest respect and admiration. Nelson Mandela wrote, "No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human spirit than its opposite." As human beings, we share the ability to show compassion and to be empathetic. These traits are what make us human. And now, more than ever, it is critical that we demonstrate these, that each of us strive to embrace the beauty of humanity and work towards being the best person we can be. Only through this can we create and embody real change and foster a meaningful impact in our careers and society at large. Graduates, when you look back at your graduating year, you will realize it was not about what you missed out on, but instead what you were a part of. Our first impression is often what we have lost, but the resilience of the human spirit is more about what we have done and what we have overcome. Your graduation year is a testament to the latter. It is a time of strength, a time where you chose possible, and it will be a time where we made the world a better place because of the actions we carried out. Moreover, realize that your life experiences in the past 12 months, academic, social, and worldly, have prepared you to move forward in your careers in a holistic way. They have fostered growth in you personally and professionally, allowing you the opportunity to drive change and to be valued members of the global community. Your experiences have prepared you to move from simply attaining a job to building a career. Education changes us. The change begins the minute we make the decision to enroll in a study and continues throughout and long past the length of the program. The further we immerse ourselves, the more we come to understand how much there is to learn. The more we learn, the more we grow and change. Graduates, who you are today is not who you were when you first began this journey. You have earned something of immeasurable value, something that can never be taken from you. You have earned a new understanding, and with this knowledge and your new credential, you now embark on a new and exciting journey. Graduates, as you move forward, remain resilient and continue to be courageous. When you interact with people, always choose compassion. And when you are faced with obstacles and hurdles, look for opportunities and always choose possible. When life presents those struggles, look back at today and remember. Remember, you will overcome because it is those exact same traits that you now possess that led you here to this moment, and they will continue to lead you forward. But for tonight, celebrate, revel in this moment, and recognize your accomplishments. For this is your day, and you have earned it. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Victor. I'd like to now introduce our keynote speaker, Krista Thompson. Krista is a passionate and visionary leader who cares deeply about the lives of young people. She is the CEO of Covenant House Vancouver, Western Canada's largest privately funded organization serving youth facing and at risk of homelessness. A graduate of BCIT's School of Business, Krista moved to the nonprofit sector after more than a decade working in finance. Since joining Covenant House as the CEO in 2006, Krista has led the organization through its largest period of growth, overseeing 230 employees, 4 times revenue growth, and was instrumental in raising over $200 million for new programs to help youth at Covenant House gain lifelong independence. Krista holds the Institute of Corporate Directors designation, was a 2015 YWCA Women of Distinction Award winner, and was Business in Vancouver's 2015 CEO of the Year in the Registered Charities category. Krista was named the Vancouver Business Improvement Association's Outstanding Individual in 2018, and is a board member of the Carital Continuing Care Society, a past member of the International Ethics Committee, and a past chair of the Canadian Council of the Association of Fundraising Professionals. She enjoys skiing, reading, travel, and spending time with her family in her spare time. Please welcome our keynote speaker this evening, Krista Thompson.
My name is Krista Thompson, and I'm the CEO of Covenant House Vancouver. And on behalf of all of our young people, our staff, and our board of directors, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you on your graduation. This is a special day, and I am so filled with pride for you. Graduating is a very big deal anytime, but to do it during a pandemic and this crazy year, even more so. You have persevered because inside of you is the character, the commitment, and the drive to succeed. You are capable. You're capable of overcoming challenges, tackling problems, and working very hard to accomplish your goals. Some of you will know that Covenant House supports young people who are experiencing homelessness. And in many ways, they're just like you. They are resilient, they have determination, and they're also working hard to achieve their hopes and dreams and goals. But these young people have often experienced trauma and pain that no person should have to. Despite that, I see them pick themselves up, start again, and work to overcome challenges. They have new pride in themselves. You may not know that Sprott Shaw College has partnered with Covenant House to help more youth realize their dreams of higher education and graduating. Sprott Shaw has established a program for young people experiencing homelessness with a scholarship fund of up to $1 million over the next 2 years. And as you know, access to education is a life-changing opportunity, and it is for the young people at Covenant House too. So you could be very proud of your school for this, and we're very grateful to CIBT Sprott Shaw for their incredible support. Today, 5 young people from Covenant House are attending Sprott Shaw, and 2 more young people are in the process of enrolling. They are now at the start of their new beginning and a bright future. And graduates, this is your new beginning too. This is your fresh page, a next step. And you'll find that there are a lot of employers out there who are eager to hire you. This is your opportunity to go out into the world, make waves, and challenge the status quo. The world needs your ideas. We need you in the workforce. We need you to volunteer. And we need you to help make a difference and change things for the better. And I know you will. I know you're well equipped to take on the challenges. And today you have already begun. Your future is wide open, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you very much, Krista. We have a number of notable guests who would like to offer their congratulations to you, our graduating class of 2021. I'd like to start with the Honorable John Horgan, Premier of British Columbia. Welcome, Premier Horgan.
Greetings, everyone. Premier John Horgan here. And graduation ceremonies are normally a time of great pomp and circumstance, and is a rite of passage for students around the world. It is an enormous milestone, and I want you to be proud of what you've been able to accomplish this extraordinary year. A global pandemic is not the ideal time to leave your schooling behind to start the next journey in your life, but that is exactly what's happening. All of us want to be there to celebrate your extraordinary accomplishment. I hope you recognize and acknowledge with your close family and your friends what you've been able to achieve. But this is just one step along the road to a greater and better lifetime as we see vaccination numbers increase and we put COVID-19 behind us. I firmly believe that your generation will unlock the challenges that others in the past have been grappling with for generations. I'm absolutely confident that this year's graduating class will be filled with doctors, with lawyers, with nurses, with carpenters, with poets, with athletes, with all of the diversity in our community. You are representing that in your class this year. I'm proud of you. Your families are proud of you. Your community is proud of you. Your province is proud of you. Enjoy this moment. Celebrate through the summer as we say goodbye to COVID. And when September comes, whether you're going on to post-secondary education, you're traveling, or getting that career started, it's your road, it's your path. You've earned it. Enjoy it. Happy graduation to everyone. Best of luck.
Hi everyone, it's Sprout Shaw. It's Rebecca Patterson with Kids Help Phone. I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much and congratulations to the class of 2021. Thank you to everyone that participated in the Pink Shirt Day campaign this year. You raised well over $4,000. Thank you so much for that. That's amazing. That money will go towards programs and services geared to support kids in BC and across Canada, helping them navigate the challenges they are facing. These challenges have been amplified since COVID, and so has our demand on our programs and services. To put it in perspective, Kids Help Phone in 2019 had 1.9 million interactions with kids across Canada. In 2020, we had 4.6 million, which is a significant increase. And it's due in large part to community supporters like Spratshaw that were able to continue to grow and meet those needs as we navigate these challenges. We are committed to meeting these young kids where they are and how they want to communicate. Whether that's texting, phone, live chat, we are there. And that's thanks to supporters like you, Spratshaw. So thank you again and congratulations.
I'm Sergeant Clint Hampton.
And I'm Constable Mike Yake. We're with the Media Relations section with the Metro Vancouver Transit Police.
We know how hard each and every one of you has worked for this very moment, and you should all be so proud of your accomplishment. As members of the community, we're really proud of you.
So you're starting a new chapter in your life? And if you're using public transit and you need help, just remember that we're only a text away at 877777. Congratulations from all of us here at the Metro Vancouver Transit Police. Woo!
Hello, wonderful graduates of Spratshaw College. My name is Ursula, and I'm the admissions advisor for the Spratshaw College campus. I want to wish each and every one of you good health, happiness, and prosperity in your futures. Thank you for choosing Spratshaw College to kickstart your life. All the best.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Cote, Mayor of the City of New Westminster, and I want to take an opportunity to congratulate this year's graduates from Spratshaw College. This past year has been an incredibly challenging year for everyone, and in particular, students have had to learn to do things differently, learn differently there. So I know it's been a tough year, but it's also been a year where we've all learned a lot and learned to be resilient. So on behalf of the City of New Westminster, I'd like to congratulate all of this year's graduates.
Being selected as valedictorian is an honor shared by few and hoped by many. Your campus valedictorian this evening is Julia Bowie. Graduating from the Business Administration Bookkeeping program, please welcome Julia.
Hi everyone, my name is Julia Bowie, and today I'm making this video to send a very special thanks to Spratshaw, as well as everyone who is working at Spratshaw. I was able to land my very first office job in Canada and it saved a lot of my time. I nearly started immediately after a very short and simple registration process under my student advisor's instruction. It was last summer, and this summer I got my diploma. The program was very condensed, and so instead of spending 2 years in another institution, I completed it in just 37 weeks, which is around 9 months. As for sure, and during my study, I got lots of help and very caring instruction from all my instructors. And even though it was on online, but whenever I have questions and when I don't understand something, I just really just need to reach out to the instructors by sending them email or ask question anytime during the class time, and always got the response right after that. Therefore, I am so proud that I can get my score very high. So it all because of the supports that I got during the time that I was in a special, and all the encouragement that I got from the teachers and also my classmates. So I did completed all the subjects smoothly and went into my practicum with my practicum coordinator. She helped me a lot to prepare and get into the job, and now I have lots of hand-on experiences and also the knowledge about my major, and was ready for the labor market. I have no other feelings, no other words to say than appreciation to what Sportshore did to me, and thank you one more time, Sportshore College, for having me in your big family. Thank you very much.
Thank you to your 2021 valedictorian. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the commencement ceremony. Graduates, thank you to family and friends for joining us this evening and for the support you have given them. Please now toss your caps. Thank you and good night.